Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. New video on tap for today. Today we're going to be replacing the dual water inlet here on this RV, this fifth wheel. The connection leaks as they do on most of these. So we're going to change out this whole box with all new connections. We have the the tank fill right here, and then you got your city water fill. And as you see on most of them, the city water fill starts to leak right out of the back of there. So today we got the new one. Let me show you that one. We got the new one here. Has the dual connections. This is the Valterra. They have a lot of that aftermarket stuff for the RVs. This is exact replacement for that. Comes with everything you need to do the job. Comes with the butyl tape. You definitely should be using that. There's a little latch for the door. Everything you need, keys, everything right in here for this, because this one does lock, like most of them do. I'm gonna keep them locked. So that being said, let me get over here, show you what we're gonna need to get this door off. All right, the first thing we need to do is get yourself an impact or something like that. You could do it by hand. We got to get these screws out of here. There are 2, 4, 6. There's 8 of them. We're just going to zip them out with this. And then the hard part is breaking the seal between the silicone and the butyl to get it off. But you'll be cleaning up that for a while. So we're just going to pop this off. These are pretty long. At least they're going into something. Spoke too soon. That one's not. So we got 7 of them out. The 8th one's it's not biting anything, so we're just gonna be able to pry that out with the whole thing after we break the seal on here. You can use a putty knife or a plastic chisel. We have these plastic chisels we bought. They work for a lot of stuff on these RVs, especially getting up that butyl without worrying about hurting anything. We use these for the skylights and stuff on the RVs and on the roof. Plus it'll work great for this. So that's what we're going to use to bust this loose, and then we can pull it out. Hopefully we got enough slack behind here with the hoses so we can unconnect them and connect them to the new one. Then we can get that area cleaned and put it back on there. All right, guys, we got a couple different sizes we're going to use here. We're going to start with the wide one first just to get it bent open. Once you use like a utility knife or pocket knife, I just used a pocket knife to get along the side here just to break the seal free all the way around it. Once you do that, then you can get behind there with this tool like so. Just go all the way around just to bust it loose all the way around the thing. Now that butyl makes it hold pretty good, so just be patient. I know I'm going to block you guys a little bit, but this one happens to be in a corner. So we're going to do that, go all the way around and pop this out along the sides, the bottom, and everything. And then once we get it all free, we'll come back and show you guys what we got. Guys, we got this busted free down here. You can see that's the challenge part, getting that unstuck, because it sticks pretty good. You can see behind here the hoses you got to get. You got this one, which is your city water connection line. This is your fill for your holding tank. And this down here is a vent, and that clamp's pretty rusty. Good thing we brought extras with us. We could put one on there. We're just going to disconnect all this stuff and then commence the cleaning all this all the way around. That'll take a little bit to get that all clean, so we can put the new butyl on the back of the new piece, stick it in here and screw it in. Now we can see here why the bottom didn't hold anything. It's all rotted down there, so that's why that bottom screw wasn't into anything. It all was rotted, so that explains that. But I mean, we're getting good hold on the sides and stuff, so as long as you got most of them holding, you're good to go. But we're just going to disconnect these. Like you can see, this one here, let's see if I can do it by hand. Yeah, the city water feed, you could unscrew these by hand most of the time, depends on the kind you have. This one happens to be like a PEX type of hose. Some of them have like the feed type of lines too. All right, guys, as you've seen, we had some water spray out of here. That was the pressure in the water tank, the hot water tank. So what you want to do is make sure you bleed off that pressure out, either through the faucet or through that pressure relief on your tank. Get that pressure out and make sure you're off at the spigot. I mean, your hose ain't connected, so it shouldn't matter, but just for all those, just to be sure, we'll let that. See, that one you can disconnect by hand. This one here, we're going to need a nut driver or screwdriver to get that off. Okay, so we're just going to use our nut driver. What size this is? 8mm for this particular hose clamp. We're just going to be taking that one off. Like I said, that bottom one you see down here is totally rusted. So we're probably going to have to maybe cut the hose and try to get that off or something, but it don't look like we're going to get anything on it. But we'll try. You can, if you don't have the nut driver, you can use a screwdriver. There we go. That hose there is pretty much just to fill your holding tank if you're boondocking or something. Yeah, we're not going to, I don't know, we might be able to get on that. I don't think I have a nut driver that small here. So we're just going to use a screwdriver for that. Try to get that clamp. That's why the importance of having all stainless clamp. This one here is looks like stainless here, but the top part wasn't, so it wasn't an all stainless. But we're getting enough bite to get it open, so that's good. We got new clamps over here, some stainless ones. I don't know if they're all stainless or not, but they are stainless. So we're just going to continue, get this vent one off just like that. Now it's out in our hands. On the back of yours, you'll see something like this. That's a check valve. It's to let the water in but not back out. That's why this water coming out here did not happen when it was hooked to this, because the check valve. So now we're going to obviously get rid of that clamp. Now we're going to clean all up around here. You could use that same scraper, the plastic scrapers if you have those, or if you're going to use like a razor knife or something, be careful you don't dig into it. We're just going to use our plastic ones, get that clean all the way around, and prep our new one. So let's do that. All right, guys, we're just scraping along here. It's going to take a bit. And, you know, it don't have to be perfect, but you're going to want to get it as clean as possible so you have a good flat surface for the new stuff to adhere to. Like I said, you'll be scraping a bit because that stuff holds pretty good. So we're just going to go all around this, all over. And peel it all up. Once we get it all up, we'll go over to that new one, put the butyl on. We're set ready to go. So just continue doing this till we get to the next step. All right, what we need to do now is on the back of this new one, we need to put butyl all the way around this. Like I mentioned, it did come with some butyl. Usually it's not the best that it comes with. Let's just see how thick it is. Yeah, I mean, it's thick enough. It's just really thin, but we'll use it. Gives you a couple pieces. We're going to use this. And also it comes with new screws, which we're obviously not going to use because they're way too short compared to what that one was. You have some Teflon tape to put on the back of your connection if you need it. We have a rubber fitting, so we don't need it. Has keys for the front of the lock, but if you didn't want a lock, it has just the knob. You could switch the lock out with just the knob, but we're going to put the lock on there just to keep people out of the water. But right now we're just going to open this up, stick it on here. Once we get that stuck on, we can stick it, we can connect it to everything there. You don't want to take the top layer of paper off yet because you're going to be connecting all those hoses, and this stuff will stick to everything. Just like this, all the way around. Stuff is sticky. We'll do that on both sides here. There you go. Remember I mentioned leave your paper on until the last minute before you stick it, because you're going to have to connect all this. And with that stuff all sticky, it's going to create a problem for you. So I'm already looking like they don't give you enough. Maybe just enough, we'll see. Yeesh. So yeah, we got, if we stretch it, we got, yeah, man, I don't know. It don't seem like enough. I mean, we brought more with us just in case, but we're going to stick what we got here. I mean, it would work as enough. It would work. So plus, after we stick this on, we're also going to use silicone and go around it just to keep everything sealed up good. But all right, we got our butyl on there. We're gonna get all the pieces of paper started, just so they're ready to tear when we're ready to peel off. There's that right there. Otherwise, you're fighting with it. It's like that double-sided tape does the same thing, but just like that. So all our paper is ready to peel up when we're ready. Now we can go over there and get everything connected. We're going to do almost the reverse of what we did. We're going to put the vent hose on first because that's on the bottom, hard to see. We'll put our big fill hose on, and then we will thread on our city water connection. So Let's get our new clamp. We did find a new one, stainless. I don't know if they were all stainless. Let's see what we got. It doesn't say all stainless, so it might not be all stainless. It might be like the other one, but most of it's stainless. It's better than not being stainless at all, right? All right, so let's get over here and hook this up. All right, like I said, it's going to be the reverse of what we did the first time. We're going to put that vent hose on the bottom with our new clamp. Tighten that down. Now's a good time if you need to change the clamps to do that. Obviously, we did on the bottom. The top one, that one looked all right. We're still good there. I mean, that one's a little corroded on top, but it was connecting. It was connecting nice. So, this is 2-stage, depending on the size hose you have. Of course, we have the thicker one. So we're just going to come right up to the top there to that fill. Yep. All right, we got our freshwater tank fill on. Now we're just tightening our clamp. We gotta get it straight though. There we go. There we go. We got that. Now we're going to be on to our. All right, now we are on to our city water hookup. This one here, this particular one, like I mentioned, has, if you see in there, it has the rubber, so we don't need to put the Teflon on there. I mean, some people do sometimes, but I don't think we need to. We're just going to put this on, then we'll test it before we screw it back in, just to make sure we got no leaks. Make sure you have some towels with you or something to dry up everything. I have a towel over here. I'm going to dry everything off, and then I'll turn the water supply back on, and we should be good to go. All right, now that we checked for no leaks back here, now we could fit this in. Like I said, we're just going to peel all our paper off our butyl since we have all our connections done. Get that all peeled back. There we go. We got all our butyl exposed. Now we're going to make sure we got every section done. Then we're going to stick it up against there and start adding our screws. Like I said, we're going to use the same ones because these ones are longer. And the other ones are too short for this particular application. So that's what we're going to do here. Just get that placed in. Now your new one might line up with the screw holes in the same location. It might not. But as long as you have good wood behind there, you can just press that in. Use a couple, start drawing them in. But since you're using a power tool, don't go crazy on it. There you go. Now spread. Remember, this was our loose one, so we're not going to go in that one. So you want to draw it in to where your butyl's starting to spurt out a little bit. That's the best way for it. You might have to go at an angle to catch wood. A bunch of these were at an angle, and you can see this particular one has some rotten wood, so you might not get the best bite, but get what you can. You're going to seal the rest with silicone. Like that one was good. Pull it in nice. So we're going to continue to do this. And we'll get our silicone on there. All right, now we got it all placed in there and tightened down the best we can. We're going to let this finish dripping. So it start dripping again once we tested it. Once this is done, we can get our silicone on there because you don't want it wet when you're doing that. It came with the cap. We're going to put the cap in now. If you see in here, there's a hole up here. You're just going to push that into it. Right, like that. And then you can screw your cap on. That's just covering your fresh water. And now we'll wait for this to finish dripping. Then we'll get our silicone out and go all the way around this. You might want to use alcohol or something to clean this off so you get a better adhere with your silicone. So that's what we're going to do. Go grab some alcohol, clean out around there, and then we'll get our silicone on there. All right, we got this dried up here. Since we're going to silicone it, we got some rubbing alcohol. We're just going to clean up the best we can all the way around this thing. Get the best chance for the alcohol or the silicone to seal. Plus you can see it cleans up some of the junk too. There we go. We're going to let that dry. Might as well run a bead along there because none of that was sticking. Now we can go get our silicone ready. All right, guys, I recommend if you're RVing or for anything, if you're keeping silicone, you're not using the whole tube, these airtight things for your silicone, they definitely make your silicone last longer. By putting them in there, it seals them all from the air. Love these things. And we're going to use those. I'll leave links to this stuff down below if you guys are looking for any of this, but hopefully we're good here. Another thing I like about this Gorilla silicone too is it got a removable cap. So if your silicone does harden or you need to clear the tip, you just pull it off. Since we have it in the airtight container, just got that little piece that was in the nozzle. Pull it off, you're set and ready to go. So now we can get ready to seal around our container. All right, we're just getting a bead around here. Make sure to get it behind it. You want to make sure this is good and sealed. I mean, the butyl does it pretty good at that. Well, we're going to do it like that. Even do a nice little finger on there so it has a nice seal. And always have paper towels because you're going to use a lot. So just go all the way around. Continue doing that all the way around your whole box. Then you're pretty much done. Hook your hose back up and you're set, ready to go. All right, guys, we got our silicone all the way around there. You got to wait at least 10 minutes before you add your hose in case water gets on it. You want your silicone to skim over. I mean, we got to drip again from somewhere. But yeah, just make sure it's sealed there and then you can hook up your hose and you're back in business. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below in the comment section. We will leave links to all this stuff if you need to do this job or it's a job you think you need to do. We'll leave links down in the description below for you guys. They will be affiliate links, which help the channel. So appreciate you clicking on those. If you are putting this together, make sure you have your rubber gasket inside where you're hooking your hose up. The new Valterra connection here has a screen with a rubber washer. So just make sure that's in there. You won't need your old one. And then you're set and ready to go. Well, with that being said, guys, appreciate you watching. Until next time, try something new.